All right, so in this video, I'm going to finish the editing by inserting the sound effects. So I've chopped up my track, and I'm going to show you what that looks like by going here to the zoom panel, and I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so here's all of my little cuts here that I've made. So that corresponds to the 6 different areas of my track. I'm going to right now just move this music way over so I don't have to hear that. And so I'm going to be inserting some soundtrack here. So my first thing that I'm going to do is put in that Sanchez soundbite. Okay, so I'm going to come over here to my files and I'm going to put that in. Okay, so I kind of know how that's going to work. And I can even just see from here that it starts here. So I'm going to move this over. So I have that. And then it's kind of funny to me how much you can do without even listening to it. So I'm going to move that over and have her talk, me. And I'm going to listen to this and see how this sounds, okay?
Let me introduce you to Detective Sandra Sanchez, a 20-year veteran of the Davis Police Department who is on her biggest case yet. Dogs are going missing from Wild Horse and doggone it.
Okay, so that clearly wasn't great because there was a weird pause. So I'm going to listen to this again.
Davis Police Department who is on her biggest case yet. Dogs are going missing from Wild Horse and doggone it, I'm going to find them.
Okay. So what I probably want to do is kind of zoom in a little bit so I can see this a little bit better. So I can see that there's a pause, and I can also see that there's a pause on my next bit of track. So I'm going to just use my, kind of this fine tuning. I don't usually cut things. I use the window shades. So I'm going to listen to that and see if that makes sense.
I'm going to find them. Sanchez headed to the golf course.
Okay. And then now I'm going to do my golf sound, which is very small. And then I'm going to put that right next to it. And then I'm going to see how that sounds.
To the golf course, where some of the dogs were last sighted. Near the 7th hole, she found her answer.
Okay. So now I need the dogs eating, and I'm going to put right now, I'm going to put the dogs eating down here on my music one because I want to look at it. And it's, you can see that it's a lot, less information. I mean, it's much less volume, right? So let me see if this works. It might not. So one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start the eating sooner. And then I'm going to put that right next to it. But I think what I want to do is have the loudest of the eating right in the middle where there's a pause. Okay. Okay. So let's see what this sounds like.
7th hole, she found her answer. A giant pile of kibble in the trees nearby.
Okay, I think that's okay, but I think I'm going to move this over a little bit. And I think I'm going to, on this, move this yellow volume up a little bit. Just so I can hear this. Okay, let's see what this sounds like.
She found her answer. A giant pile of kibble in the trees nearby had attracted at least a dozen missing dogs. Detective Sanchez tried to herd the pack into her police car, but there was a problem.
Okay, so I'm going to razor it. And then I'm going to come back up to my cursor, get rid of the rest of the dogs eating. And then I'm going to do the snoring. Okay, so I'm going to do the dog snoring here. And I think I'm going to go to the loudest part. And in this case, I think I'm going to keep the text, the track over the snoring. I'm going to see if this hurts it at all. So I'm going to listen to this.
A police car, but there was a problem. Most of the dogs were sound asleep with full bellies.
Okay. Most of the dogs were asleep with sound bellies. And now I'm going to kind of finish this up. It's always nice to kind of repeat some sounds. And I'm going to maybe take a copy of this. I'm going to make sure I'm in my cursor mode. And I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to paste it. And I think what I'm going to do here is do that loud snore again right here. And then I'm going to bring this over. Okay. So let me listen to this now, how this goes.
There was a problem. Most of the dogs were sound asleep with full bellies. It was the best dog day ever.
Okay. So what I'm going to do now is my final music thing. And let me just kind of show you something that I try to do with my music, okay? Is that right now I've got this, oh, it doesn't have my, I'm going to hold down Control and do my fade in, okay? So I'm going to do that. And I am going to have three things going on. I'm going to have my track happening. I'm going to have my snoring happening, and I'm going to have my music, and then the other things are going to fade away, and then I'm just going to have the music. So let's see what this sounds like.
Dog day ever.
Okay. So now I should, right now at this point, kind of go back. So I'm going to go into my zoom out. One of the reasons you zoom out is to make sure you didn't leave something weird over somewhere. So make sure you did that. And this is what my timeline currently looks like. I'm going to save it. And then I am going to export it. Export, multi-track mix down, entire session. Okay. So one of the things that I like to do is take out this mix down thing. There's no reason for that. And then I'm going to go into, that is not where I want to put that. So I'm going to go into my folder, Practice Audio 2, open, save, and I'm double checking that the format is MP3, and then I click OK. And did you see how quick that was? If you have a really long project, it takes a long time. So if your exporting takes a long time, that's a hint that you may have some tiny bit of audio, somewhere far on the right side of your timeline, of your tracks. So that's it. Give it a shot.